Hey guys, what's going on? I know y'all staring at the cloudy sky, but I'm sitting down taking a break this morning. And I wanted to discuss a case that I've been waiting a good little bit to discuss. And some of y'all might like this case, some of y'all might not. I don't know, but it's a case that I feel that they had the correct people in the beginning and then they just couldn't charge them. And it goes to show you sometimes how not enough evidence, but yet enough evidence to us shows that the arrest should have been made and kept, not arrest made, set for a little while, and then let go, right? This is a story of Claudia Lawrence, a 35-year-old. She was born February 27th, 1974. She's an English woman who was last seen and heard from on March 18th, 2009. She was working at the University of York as a chef at the time that she vanished, which the police have always treated this case as a homicide. And that kind of tells a lot, right? That they got a lot more information than they ever let out to us. She was born in North Reading of Yorkshire, England. On March the 19th, she was last heard from by a friend and her mother on the 18th in the evening hours of that day. Then on March 19th, she left for work. Between 5 and 6 a.m., she leaves her house to walk to the university right down the road to work as a chef. She owned her own home. She had just bought a home right there in a little bitty community. Cute little house. This month will be 16 years since she's been missing. 16. That's a long time, guys. Suspect one, there was two suspects that are still suspects in this case, which is Chris Hollowell and Daniel Oxley. And you're going to hear a little bit about them in this story because this all started on March the 19th when she had left her home to go to work, right? And then if you really go back to, let me see here. When it first happened, there's a little pub right there called the Heads. It's like a little pub where you can go in and drink pints and all this kind of stuff, right? It's like a little bar, basically. But they call them pubs over there. And it's called Nag's Head Pub is the name of it. And the sad thing is most of these suspects still drink in that same pub to this day. Claudia's home is finally, her parents were able to pass Claudia's law and be able to get in to her home and put it up for good use, right? It's been sitting there for 15, almost 16 years, exactly how she left it. And her parents have fought and fought and fought. Her father, Peter, passed away in 2021 and never gave up a day that he didn't fight for his daughter. The police had received 1,000 tips in the first 2 months. Then if you go all the way back to that morning when she left, she's seen on surveillance camera, but so is a strange man. A strange man is seen on surveillance camera in the kind of dark, grainy photo over by her home that morning that she vanished. And, you know, at 8:23 p.m. on March the 18th, which is the day before, the evening before, at 8:23 p.m., she spoke to her mom. And she also texted a friend to let him know that, hey, at the Heads Pub tomorrow, Friday night, I'll meet you at Heads Pub, right? I guess to hang out with a friend or whatever, right? And on March 23rd, Peter's dad describes the hell that he's going through, right? And it's only been, 4 days at this point? And then April 24th, 2009, which is, a little over a month after she vanished, right? Police say that Miss Claudia's disappearance, they believe, is a homicide. There's a $10,000 reward, still to this day, right? Then it jumps all the way to May 6, 2010, which means they didn't really give much to this case, which is heartbreaking. And why they didn't check the home right away, considering the man was seen on camera right by her home where she was seen leaving her home. On May 6, 2010, her father, Peter, he calls for an urgent independent investigation into the police to the suspects in this matter, because we know they had a few suspects. They had 8 suspects in total. Wow, that's mind-blowing, right? July 29, 2010. Police confirm that they are reducing the number of officers on the case. So, it hasn't been quite, a year, I guess, a little over, whatever, and not quite. And, it has been over a year, I guess. And so, they're scaling back, but you got nowhere and you got no answers. But you got 8 suspects, which didn't make sense to me. And then in 2013, on October 29th, a new forensic search of Miss Lawrence's home was announced. And then the launch of a fresh review of the case. That was on October 29th, right before Halloween 2013. Then March 19th, which would have been 2014, would have been 5 years. 5 years from the day that she vanished, officers announced. Okay, remember, they said they were going to do a thing on her home on October 29, 2013. Now we skip forward to March 19, 2014. And they say they found fingerprints in her home that are unidentified. Okay? Later on, we find out on May 13th, which is, a couple of months after they announced the fingerprints, a 59-year-old man was arrested on suspicion of her unaliving, posted bail, and was released on bail without charges. And then on November 17th, 2014, the man is completely released. No connection. But yet, your fingerprints were found at her home, and you're released. In 2015, on March 23rd, a man in his 50s is arrested on suspicion of her unaliving. Also posted bail and was released, and then 6 months later, released with no charges. Right? That was 2015. Then you got to go. One of the fingerprints was found, did match one of these individuals. And so, in a way, it's truly heartbreaking because, come February 11th, 2021, her father, Peter, passes away. And they also, on that particular time that he passes away, in 2021, they decide to search a new gravel-pitted area. It's called San Hutton. It's 8 miles from her home after another house search was done. So it means to tell me that they're still finding things, right, in her home, which is beyond me, because if we skip back a little bit to 2015, the Oxley guy that we talked about in the beginning is convicted of unaliving someone else and the number one suspect in Claudia Lawrence's case. But yet he's never been charged, but he's a number one suspect. And then if you take about it, 8 suspects, and this is put out by BBC documentary, 8 suspects had been arrested and released in this case, which makes zero damn sense. Uh-oh. Something's making a noise. Okay, I hope it didn't shut down. No, it didn't shut down. All right, that Nag's Head pub, it's truly heartbreaking, right? And if you go all the way forward to March 11th, 2024, Claudia's mom, Joan, reveals that she had discussed with the City of York Council to take Claudia's home over and put it to good use, to either help a homeless family or help an abusive woman and family out. She's wanting to do good causes in this, and that was March 11th, 2024. There's been no updates since then. okay? But this is a case that I clearly have been looking into for a while, probably about 11 or 12 months. And so I wanted to give the rundown of the basics of this case. And I'm hoping by explaining this, it gives y'all paints a picture of how this young woman's case was treated so sloppy. And it reminds me a lot of the Nicola Bully case. Only there is a few updates in this case, nothing major. Although there's been 8 arrests, no one has ever been charged. Although the fingerprints were left at that home that morning, supposedly they found them 5 years later. Why do you wait 5 years to check her home? When that should have been the first thing you did. If she was last seen on camera right there, why did you not check her home? So all we know as of 2024 is last year is that they had searched that San Hutton gravel area 8 miles from her home. But then again, we'll probably have to wait a year to find out what they found, if anything. Which I don't understand why it takes so long to put something out. Like, this is a woman seen on camera, seen vanishing, and you're telling me with CCTV footage and camera footage, you cannot pinpoint when you say you have a suspect on camera? And then you have some guys that are locals, the 6 locals that are really bad, like bandito people, that wouldn't tell on each other but kind of did, but yet wasn't enough for you to charge them. I mean, it doesn't make sense. If you're telling me that this guy that had already committed a crime and unalived somebody in 2015 and his fingerprints were found at that home, you're not arresting this man? He's already arrested, but you're not charging this man? Where's justice in this? There's no justice in this. This is a young woman that her father never gave up and passed on and will never see the light of day for when the person that did this to his daughter or persons will be charged. So tell me that ain't some BS, guys. I say we turn a little heat up. We're going to take what we got. We're going to take some data that we've been working on for a while. And we're going to see what it'll do. I don't know what it'll do. It might not do anything because they seem to be very lazy on this case. And it's truly heartbreaking because this young woman did not deserve that. You're talking a 35-year-old that was a chef, had just bought her first home, getting her life the way she wanted it. And then this happens, and yet 8 people arrested and no one charged. Over a period of 15 years. And then your last update is a year ago plus and nothing. But you're going to search a new area, and Claudia's law is now in place. Her mom was able to finally, after 15 years, take over the home, which she should have been able to do right away and had her own people in there searching and got her own private investigator. They probably would have got a lot further than the police did. I mean, I don't know how you can have this many suspects and have fingerprints and not pinpoint someone. And I hope this gives y'all an example of why I think some of these cases need to be brought up. It's because stuff like this and like Nicola Bully and Jay Slater, some of these cases just got swept under the rug. Because they didn't want to deal with it. And they act like, oh yeah, well, we're checking. You're not doing anything. Dedicate one little group of people, 2 or 3 detectives to this case, and let them dig until they get some answers. I mean, I guess their citizens mean nothing to them. I guess the thuds that are in their pubs mean more to them than an innocent young woman. That's what it looks like to me. So by God, I mean, come on. I know being over here, it's hard to turn up any heat, but we could start sending emails every day. We could start sending things in just to see if they'll bite on it. I mean, they need to give an update. They need to give something. They need to lay out everybody's names that they have on a list, which I'm pretty sure is more than 8, and let social media dig. Because they're not getting anywhere. And I mean, to me, if you pretty much have the one suspect and he did this 4 or 5 years later, 6 years later, it shows you that he was probably the one that did it. I mean, you arrest him, you hold him for 6 months, you let him go. I mean, it makes no sense. They said it's a game of, well, how did they put it? It's a game of nobody's telling on each other. Who gives a damn? You got fingerprints. That puts somebody at the scene of a crime. What else do you need? I mean, it's laid on a damn silver platter. And I guess maybe without her body, y'all can't do anything. That don't make sense. I don't know, guys. Some of these cases really fire me up. And I wanted to take a little bit of time this morning on our break to discuss this case because I know a lot of y'all have been waiting. And thank you for waiting patiently. I just wanted to make sure that I covered this in a respectful way for her mother, that's now a widow, and waiting. Ruby. Oh, there's some. Okay, here they come finally. All right, our guys are showing up. All right. Anyway, guys, I hate to cut this short, but they're here. Okay, I see them. So we're gonna get going and get back to work. But you know, we'll discuss this case more in detail. I'm gonna break down a few more things on it on another day. So y'all have a good day. Y'all be safe, be good. Remember, allegedly, these are just my theories, my opinions, my speculation, my free speech. Not to reflect the channel. Y'all's comments, y'all's and y'all's alone, not to reflect the channel. We do our research together. We're a big-hearted little family. And we believe in justice. And we believe in fighting for the voiceless. And for right now, there's nobody fighting for her but her mother. And she's not getting anywhere after almost 16 years. So we're going to do another video on her birthday this month. And discuss everything that's out there. We're going to throw some names out there, more names than what we've thrown now, and just see if anything, maybe the awareness will make somebody all of a sudden put down their brewski for a minute and give us an answer. You know, those people in that pub know what happened. That man that's already in jail for another crime that he committed in 2015 knows what happened. And they all seem to be thinking it's a joke, and somebody needs to go down and pay for this. I think it's two people. I believe that they have the right two people, and they're just letting them walk free. Well, one of them's not walking free. He's locked up, but the other one is. So, all right, guys, we're going to get back to work. We got things to do, but y'all have a good day. Remember, trigger warning times 100 million. Justice for Claudia Lawrence, guys. You know, she needs awareness. Even if we do a video once a month to keep her name and face out there and to keep this case open in some way looking. They've never said the case is closed. They just said it's scaled back. So after 16 years almost, maybe we're going to get an update on her birthday. I pray to God. I mean, her mother deserves something, some kind of answers. Besides, out of 15, almost 16 years, she just gets Claudia's law passed. She needs more than that. This poor mother has lost her daughter almost 16 years ago. And they're treating it as it's not even that important. So to me, something more needs to be done. I don't know if we can do anything from here, but we can spread awareness. We can put her face out there. We can show her a beautiful smile. You know, she's God's angel right now, but she still deserves, her mother deserves a closure. She at least needs to know where her daughter is. And hopefully maybe they're going to find her in that gravel area. I don't know, they had a year to search it. So hopefully by now they have some kind of answers. Anyway, guys, and I wouldn't be shocked if once they find her, then the arrests are made. But that's backwards to me. If you have fingerprints, make the arrest and make it stick. Anyway, guys, y'all be good, be safe. We love y'all, guys. We'll talk on the next one. Y'all be good. We'll talk later, guys. All right, bye.